Welcome to Tech News for 3rd July 2021. Many US firms hit by a large ransomware attack. Hundreds of American businesses have been hit by a ransomware attack ahead of the 4th of July holiday weekend, according to cybersecurity company Huntress Labs. Huntress Labs said on Friday that 200 American businesses were hit after an incident at the Miami-based IT firm Kaseya, potentially marking the latest in line of hacks destabilizing US companies. This is a colossal and devastating supply chain attack, John Hammond, a senior security researcher with Huntress, said in an email, referring to an increasingly high-profile hacker technique of hijacking one piece of software to compromise hundreds of thousands of users at a time. Hammond added that because Kaseya is plugged into everything from large enterprises to small companies, it has the potential to spread to any size or scale of business. Kaseya, in a statement posted on its website, that it was investigating a potential attack on VSA, a widely used tool to reach into corporate networks across the United States. In this latest incident, the hackers showed that by going after software supplier of multiple organizations, they can pop dozens, perhaps hundreds of victims in one go. We have seen horrendous supply chain attacks in the past, but this one has the potential to be the biggest incident involving ransomware yet. It shows that ransomware gangs are thinking creatively about how to have the most impact possible and command the biggest ransom possible. Federal Trade Commission charges Broadcom of monopolizing market for semiconductor components. The Federal Trade Commission (FTA) accused computer chip supplier Broadcom of illegally monopolizing the market for semiconductor components. Broadcom shares went down about 2% on the news. The commission voted unanimously to file charges against the company, with newly appointed chair Lina Khan not participating in the vote. At the same time, the commission voted to accept a proposed consent order addressing the issues in complaint signed by Broadcom for public comment. The proposed agreement would prohibit Broadcom from entering some exclusivity or loyalty contracts with certain customers and require the company not to condition access to chips on exclusivity or loyalty deals. It would also prohibit Broadcom from retailing against customers that deal with its competitors. The FTC alleged in its complaint that Broadcom has used exclusive deals to illegally monopolize markets for computer chip components known as semiconductors that deliver television and broadband internet. Broadcom settled with the European Commission in October as antitrust regulators in the region similarly took issue with its exclusivity deals. Under the deal, Broadcom agreed to suspend each exclusivity agreements and comply with the agreement for 7 years. Qualcomm says it's ready to compete against M1 chips from Apple. Qualcomm is setting its sights on a different market, laptops. In his first interview since becoming president and CEO of Qualcomm, Cristiano Amon says he believes that Qualcomm has the best laptop chip on the market, and there is no one better to design that chip than a team of architects who have worked on chips at Apple. A new interview from Reuters show a confident Qualcomm looking into expanding its business. Although Qualcomm creates the chips that power many Android handsets, the company used to license the core blueprint from chip designer ARM. Now the company designs its own mobile cores. It's also investing in its own laptop designs thanks to $1.4 billion acquisition of startup Nuvia. Qualcomm inked the final deal with Nuvia in March. Nuvia was a short-lived startup founded by Gerard Williams, who was the lead designer of iOS chips from A7 to A12X. After departing Apple, the company sued Williams for a breach of contract, claiming that he violated anti-competitive clauses in his employment contract by founding Nuvia. A new Norwegian law requires Instagram influencers to label retouched photographs. Influencers and advertisers in Norway will soon have to label photos that have been retouched, according to new regulations passed as an amendment to the country's Marketing Act last month, the Vice reported. Norway's king will determine when the new rule will go into effect. Any ads where someone's shape, size, or skin has been altered will have to include a label designed by the Norwegian Ministry of Children and Family Affairs. This includes changes like slimmed waistlines, enlarged lips, and exaggerated muscles. Influencers and celebrities who post images from which they receive any payment or benefit will also be subject to the rule. That includes posts on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitter. Violators are subject to fines and possibly imprisonment. The move comes amid mounting concerns over the mental health impact of sites like Instagram, where it can be hard to separate reality from altered images. Advocacy groups and lawmakers have long criticized Instagram and parent Facebook for harboring harmful content and fostering anxiety and depression, particularly among younger audiences. OnePlus promises 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates. OnePlus has posted an updated guide to Android updates for its flagship phones, including the OnePlus 9, promising that from here on it will provide 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates for its premium handsets. The news comes via a forum blog post in which a OnePlus team member outlines the new approach. The 3 years of updates will apply to the flagship product line, including the T and R variants, going back to last year's OnePlus 8 devices. Phones in the mid-range Nord series, starting with the original OnePlus Nord from last year, are going to get 2 years of Android updates together with 3 years of security patches. For the cheaper Nord N models, it's 1 year of Android updates and 3 years of security updates. The move is a direct result of the merger between OnePlus and Oppo, the two phone brands that were already owned by the same parent company anyway. The Oxygen OS software developed by OnePlus will be combined with ColorOS software developed by Oppo on future OnePlus handsets. Newport Wafer Fab, UK's largest chip plant, on talks to be acquired by Chinese-owned firm Nexperia. A report by CNBC says, Newport Wafer Fab, the UK's largest chip producer, is set to be acquired by Chinese-owned semiconductor company Nexperia for around £63 million or $87 million next week. According to two sources close to the deal, who has to remain anonymous because the information is not yet public. Nexperia, a Dutch firm that is 100% owned by China's Wingtech Technology, told CNBC on Friday that the deal talks are ongoing. Located in Newport, South Wales, a privately held NWF's chip plant dates back to 1982 and is one of just a handful of semiconductor fabricators in the UK. Nexperia is set to announce the takeover as soon as Monday or Tuesday, the sources said. We are in constructive conversations with the NWF and Welsh government about the future of NWF, a Nexperia spokesperson said. Until we have reached a conclusion, we cannot further comment. 9 applications banned from Play Store for stealing user data. Google has given the boot to 9 Android apps downloaded more than 5.8 million times from the company's Play marketplace after researchers said these apps used a sneaky way to steal users' Facebook login credentials. In a bid to win users' trust and lower their guard, the apps provided fully functioning services for photo editing and framing, exercise and training, horoscopes, and removal of junk files from Android devices, according to a post published by security firm Dr. Web. All of the identified apps offered users an option to disable in-app ads by logging into their Facebook accounts. Users who chose the option saw a genuine Facebook login from containing fields for entering usernames and passwords. The researchers identified 5 malware variants stashed inside the apps. 3 of them were native Android apps, and the remaining 2 use Google's Flutter framework, which is designed for cross-platform compatibility. Dr. Web said that it classifies all of them as the same Trojan because they use identical configuration file formats and identical JavaScript code to steal user data. The majority of these downloads were for an app called Pip Photo, which was accessed more than 5.8 million times. The app with the next greatest reach was Processing Photo with more than 500,000 downloads. The remaining apps were Rubbish Cleaner, InWell Fitness, Horoscope Daily, App Log Keep, Locket Master, Horoscope Pi, and App Log Manager. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. You can read about these stories in detail from the links provided in the description.